Hi friends. I think I made it not too late here. Sorry. I had some testing this morning that I had to get prep done for, and that was at 9:15, so I was hoping I would get back here in time. I'm running just a little bit late, but let's see. I don't see where I am being live yet, so I think we are though. I think everything's looking good. And let's make sure that we have all of our little option things turned off so that we have a good recording. That. And I think we're ready. So, happy Friday. Yep, we made it. Friday again. Let's see, I really wish I could see. Oh, it does say I'm live. Okay. Hey. There it is.
I really wish I could see.
And we have audio. That was my concern. I got rid of that microphone that I had bought because I think it was being quieter than when I was just using my laptop microphone. So I disconnected all that, and then when I tried to do my Monday Facebook Live, that wouldn't go live, and I think it was because it thought I didn't have any microphone at all. So I had to go back and change settings again, and my goodness, quit reminding me of things. Okay, so are we ready for a nice, beautiful, sunny weekend? I'm going to share our instructions or our paper dimensions for the cards today as I drop little pieces all over here. So this is what we're going to use. And there are a lot of variations to this card. So if you want to take a screenshot here and see, I have these printed off for myself today so that I can tell you the correct dimensions as we're putting this together. Now I'm using some designer series paper on my cards, and you may opt to just use alternating cardstock. Maybe you don't have any designer paper that you want to use, or you're going to want to pick coordinating colors that goes with any designer paper that you might be using. And here's the corner tuck card that we're going to make. This is the first one. So the pattern paper on my background here, you may decide just to use a different solid color. And because this is supposed to be a quick 15-minute card, my stamping that I did is very monochromatic. You know, I stuck with crumb cake on my card base and then some mint macaron because that matched my pattern paper. So I did my stamping with crumb cake also. So the one I'm going to make is a little different pattern. It came out of the same designer series paper pack, though I am trying to use up some of my DSP because, you know, our new catalog stuff launches on May 4th. And there's some pretty papers. So this was out of the Garden Lane Designer Series paper. And to be honest, this stuff is great for St. Patrick's Day. It's got some really nice St. Patrick's Day designs. But this is leftovers. I don't have a whole lot left over. So I'm trying to use up this. And I'm going to use that pattern on my second card that I'm doing with you. So we're going to start with a piece of crumb cake cardstock, which was 8.5 by 11 that I cut in half on the 4.5-inch mark, and then scored it at 5.5. And I was thinking I probably should have done this for you, since this is sort of opposite of what we're used to doing. And I don't want the instructions to sound confusing, because really it's pretty simple. So instead of cutting our cardstock this way at 5.5 as we usually do, we're going to cut it at 4.25 lengthwise here. And then score at 5.5. Fold the card, and now on the front of my card, I want to cut 3 inches off. So go over to the 3-inch, cut that off, and this is the front of the card. Hold on to this piece because we can use that. This can be cut down to use on the front of our center there. Okay, makes sense. Easy peasy. So here's my card base for this one. And then, just move all these pieces for my second card. We have a piece of our pattern paper that's going to go on the inside, and we can adhere that now. And then we have 2 of our card base color, which for me is crumb cake. And these are cut at 3 by 4. So I'm going to use one of them on the front, one of them on the inside. I would suggest you don't adhere your inside one down until we have our corner tuck piece attached, and you can line everything up, because on my second card I barely made it. There's like a hair of my inside panel showing. It's not a bad thing, it's just I didn't want it to show. So I was stamping with crumb cake on my front panel. I'll move all these other little pieces out of the way for right now. My front panel. And I used, from Quiet Meadow, I used the Stock of Flowers and crumb cake ink. And then just stamped off the edge of my paper. And I'm going to let my flowers be my focal point there. Get my little cleaner here, which needs cleaned itself. And I had made this into a thank you. So again, I just used crumb cake, and my greeting, "You're too kind," also comes from Quiet Meadow. And I'm going to stamp this towards the top of my card, because when we put our corner tuck on, it will cover up a little bit of the bottom. So if I put my sentiment down here, we're going to hide it. So keep your greeting a little bit nearer to the top of your card. Squeaky clean. Then while I have my ink out, just for fun, I changed this up a little bit. Did I do that on purpose? I don't even know. I guess I could have, but really, I think I want the mint. I'll have to cut another little square here. I had pieces of paper flying everywhere when I was cutting this, so I could have started to cut that out and put it back in the paper pack. Okay, so one of our 3 by 4 inch panels we stamped on, and we're going to adhere that to a coordinating color of cardstock. And this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, so we just have a tiny little border going around there. And I'm just going to do that now, get it out of the way. And I think I'll put my designer paper on the inside. I just won't put my stamped message in there yet, because this piece can be centered. This is a little bit different color green. I don't know. I think the mint macaron will look all right with that. Yes, it does. It was meant to coordinate with it. So, all right. And then, excuse me. We had another small piece of designer series paper here that was cut at 2 1/4 inches by 4 inches, and that is for the front panel of our card. I don't know if I mentioned this was just 4 by 5 1/4. And then I can center this. Alright. See how it's coming together. Now for our triangle piece on the bottom, or the tuck part. So this is there are a couple variations that you can do. Let's see, we need what color or what size is my square? This was 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. I think I must have started doing this and slipped that paper back in the envelope. And then we're going to line this up in the track of the trimmer from corner to corner, and then slice up the center for our tuck piece. Then I did the same thing with a piece of my pattern paper, and that was 2 1/2 inches by 2 1/2 inch square that I cut into a triangle. And then I can add my cardstock on the front. Before I do that, just for some interest, I used the flower stamp out of Quiet Meadow. And just put a part of the flower on there. You don't have to do that if you're using, and if you're using a darker color of cardstock, you might want to put an element on there. You know, any kind of little design piece that you have, which we're going to do on the second card. Just because I want to be able to show you a couple of varieties, some different things that you can do. Did I just run out of tape? Close. Close. So then I can center my little stamped triangle onto the designer piece triangle, allowing myself that small border. And we're getting there. We want to center this in the middle of our card, remembering only to put adhesive on one side of the stamped panel. If you put adhesive on the whole back of it, you're going to glue your card shut. So I just kind of eyeball it, and there's the end of the tape. Now Now I can center this on my card. This would have looked pretty with soft sea foam. I probably should have used that. Now, the original time that I did this corner tuck card, we put our tuck piece and lined it up with the outside of the card. My second card that I did, see like I did here, my second card that I did, though, I accidentally lined this up with my pattern piece from the inside, and I actually think I liked it better. An alternative that you can do, which I've done for Christmas cards, I stamped my greeting towards the bottom, and then I put my tuck, I adhered my tuck piece to the top of my card. So whichever side you decide to use. If you're using a directional pattern, like this one has little flowers in it, so if I put my tuck on the top, my flowers are going to be going sideways here. So I was careful to cut my pattern paper so that my flowers were going up and down, even though you can only see a tiny bit of it. So I think I'm going to continue like I did with my mistaken one, and I'm going to put this on, line it up with my inside piece. And I'm just going to use a little bit of multi-purpose glue and go along the very edge of, sure we are, of the triangle. Come on. Okay. I really did like better, I think, that I could see the border of the card. And it doesn't hurt to have your front panel lying flat when you do this, so that your little tuck corner here can feel that bit of dimension underneath it, rather than adhering it flat to the card and then having to struggle to get your front panel in there. Now we can stamp the inside, and I think, what did I do for this one? This says thank you for everything, and this came from the Color and Contour stamp set. And did I use this one Monday or last week? I can't even remember which one. We used the little flower on there. I think that might have been Monday's cards. Oh yeah, Monday. We did Mother's Day cards, and I used that little flower. So thank you for everything. And that's out of the upcoming catalog that will be available May 4th. And this actually was the Mother's Day card that we did on Monday using that set. Pretty pretty. Nice stamp set. I think, oh darn it, I left all my specials downstairs. I was going to share that with you too. So beginning May 4th, out of the new annual catalog, if you order through my online store with the coupon code that I have on my website, if your purchase is $25 or more, excluding tax and shipping, I'm going to add, in addition to your little thank you, a package of the new In Color jewels. If it's $50 or more, excluding tax and shipping, I have another little something something that I'll add to that I got from our clearance. So here's where I messed up on my second card. I wanted to make sure that when I close the front panel, you don't see the panel that's on the inside. And with the little tuck right there, kind of have to line it up. And I'd have been okay, except I pressed it down on my second card and made it adhere, so I couldn't move it. And then we just tuck the front panel in, and there's your 15-minute card. How about that? Okay, so let me see. $25 gets you the in jewel color, or the in color jewels. And I don't think I have those left out here because I hardly have any left myself. I have to wait until the 4th to get those ordered. And then $50 or more gets you the jewels, plus your little thank you, plus an additional clearance item. And then what else do we have? Oh yeah, you have to go check out. There was a lot of news. I put it on my website last night. If you've been thinking about hosting a workshop, this is a great time because Stampin' Up! Is going to offer some extra hostess rewards. And if you've considered joining Stampin' Up!, this is really going to be a great time to do that because instead of the $125 of product you get in your startup kit, they've upped it to $155 worth of product. And I want to say that is, boy, I wish I'd have brought my papers back upstairs here. June something, but I can't remember the date exactly. Oh, my pearl slid. Come back. So here's the second card. I'm going to put a little dab of glue, a little dab will do ya. My little pearls moving around. Yeah, so if you've thought about joining as a demonstrator, but you kind of don't want to do videos and parties and stuff, you don't have to do that, you know. You can, most certainly you can. You know, sharing the things that we make is all the fun. But if you want to be a hobbyist demonstrator and earn products and get early access to items and get great discounts and maybe even make a few bucks, it's really not a bad thing to do. Get to craft and make fun, or have fun and make a little extra. So my second sample here, I used, again, trying to get some of my designer series paper used up. This paper was from Celebration, so if you didn't get this through Celebration, then it's not available. This was Paper Blooms designer series paper, and it's kind of weird because when I first saw this, my favorite paper was the circles. You know, I loved it, and I haven't even used it yet. I haven't figured out. I haven't thought about how I want to use it, to be honest. But anyways, I like circles, so. And I'm going to use, let's see, Quiet Meadows done. Those guys. This is from Pretty Perennials. Pretty Perennials is out of the mini catalog, so if you like this stamp set with the coordinating dies, this is going to still be available to you through June. You can still get these. Yep, through June. So here's the Pretty Perennials, and we're going to use, I already cut out my flower. I stamped one flower onto a piece of basic white or whisper white and die cut that out, and then I used the die that cuts out this little I don't know, it's just a different flower, and then you can layer that on top of your stamped die cut posy that you did. Alright, I'm using Rococo Rose on this one with Night of Navy because that's what matches my pattern paper. So again, I'll start with my 4. I've cut my 3 inches off of the front of my card. And I'm going to adhere my 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer paper to the inside. just really cut it right. That looks a little shy. Oh, see, I cut it off 1/4 of an inch. I want it longer, so I'm going to save that. And let's cut it the right way. I always seem to do this for you guys. I always have something that I miscut. Maybe it's because deep down inside I know I should be cutting it on screen. I don't know. Is this the one that I'm using? No, I'm using the pink one. Watch me not have enough of that, huh? It's on the back of this. Blue flowers. Blue flowers. I tend to throw some of my cardstock scraps in with my designer series paper sometimes. I know that's not big enough. And it has saved me several times when I've gone to make something. It's like, oh, I need just a little bit more of that. And I have some of those scraps sitting in there, but that's just... Usually I'm trying to rush and clean up, and I just gather it all up and throw it back in the wrapper. I like to keep it in the bag that it is packaged in, because I like that piece of paper on the back that tells me the colors that coordinate with the patterns. And I like to keep track of the name just in case I want to share something with you. Okay, 5 1/4 this time. Let's do it the right way. About 5 1/4. Yep. Pull my little blade right out of there. Goofball. And 4. And yes, I did just lay that on that sticky piece and ruined it. Oh, darn it. Goofy girl. 4. Alright, now let's put that on the center. That looks better already. It's weird when I do cut something in the wrong dimensions. As soon as I hold it up, I can tell that it's not right. I don't always know what's wrong about it, but I can tell that it's not right. I think I did that on the first one too, because I wondered why my border was so big over there. Alright. And then my smaller piece for the front. I keep hiding those dimensions, and then I can't tell you. This was the 2 1/4 by 4 inch piece. Center that on this middle pan, or on this front panel. And then I have my 2 smaller pieces of Rococo Rose for stamping. And those were 3 inches by 4 inches. And this is where I said that 3-inch piece that you cut off the front of the front panel of your card. You can just trim that down and use this then as your stamping panel. I'm stamping with Night of Navy. Oh, here's hoping this is okay. I re-inked it yesterday and it was stamping very light. And this one I want to stamp Happy. So let's do this on my scrap paper first. That's looking better. Really just was very light yesterday. Oh, got a little flower. Better. Okay. Happy. And again, I'm going to keep this towards the top of the card. I decided I wanted to put birthday above it, so I can't put my happy right on top there. I need to leave a little room. Happy. There's my little birthday stamp. Oh, it's on the back of this one. happy birthday. And in this stamp set also is a little cute little flower. Isn't that cute? So I just added a couple of these for some interest on the front of my card. Again, trying to be aware of where my corner tuck is going to be. Okay. And then on the inside, I think I did I put a little one on that. And I stamped birthday cheer to you all year. You know what? I think this came out of Parcels and Petals. I just wanted something, a birthday greeting to put on the inside. So I just looked through some of my older stamp sets here. I don't think that one is any longer available, but for the inside you can add whatever stamp. Ooh, that looks pretty inky now. Not too bad. Okay. A little crooked. This is one of, we had stamp sets that did not adhere to our acrylic blocks for a while. And so Stampin' Up! Did come up with a solution, and they had some adhesive that you could get to put on those, but a lot of us just didn't put the backing on here, so sometimes I get that one a little crooked, but it still works. Although I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to do it again. Just because I'm like that. And I'm going to hope that I get this one a little straighter. Which way did I go? Up or down? I went down. Now watch me have it too far going uphill. I do! Alright, which one is better? Neither one. I don't like it. Oh, goodness. I hate being picky, but... So this was a 3x4, right? For stamping, 3x4. 3. 4. See, if I was one of those demonstrators who edited all my videos, I'd take all these goofs out, but I don't know, sometimes maybe it's better if you see the goofs. You can see what a goof is making it. Alright, so that was too far up. Now it's tilted up a little bit, but not like before. I'm not gonna risk it. And that's the end of the ink. Okay. Put this back on here so I remember to put it away. I don't want to lose that little birthday stamp. Get that Night and Navy ink on me, and it really sticks. Okay. So I'm not going to put that in yet. I want to get my front put together first. I'm going to put my 3x4 inch stamped panel onto my Night of Navy mat. And that one was what's that? 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Yes, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, so that I had a small border. And then again, we're only going to add adhesive to the left side of our stamped panel. And center that on the front of the card. And I have my little, oh, see, I did save a square because I wanted to show you how to cut the triangle. So I have my, let's see, this one is the 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 square. And make sure you can see that I have the edges of this square lined up into the track of my paper trimmer. And the paper trimmer has sort of a ledge right here. It helps hold your paper in place. So especially when you're doing one of the smaller pieces that you're cutting, it's a good idea to be slicing your paper up because this ledge will help hold your paper. And then I have my 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch piece of pattern paper to put behind it. Now because I'm using Night of Navy, I couldn't stamp one of these little blue flowers on there, it wouldn't have shown up. So that's why I went back and made my little flower, and I cut the center to it. And then of course, you know, one thing led to the other. Get off of there, please. And I dug out some of the pearls from my, what's this? This was from the hydrangea suite. I pulled out pastel pearls so that I could put a pearl in the center of my flower. Now again, I think I like it with the tuck lined up to the pattern paper rather than the edge of the card base. So I'm going to add glue right to the very edge of my tuck, my corner tuck. And line it up to that patterned panel. This one I could have put on the top if I wanted to. Oh, I already had stamp up there, so I would have hidden that. And then I have my stamped flower that I made. And again, I'm only going to put glue on half of it so that I can let it hang up over the top of my card a bit, or my stamped panel. Then this little piece, I just kind of twisted it around. Oh, that doesn't look right, bad right there. Until it looked like it was on the correct petals. I don't know if there's a right or a wrong method to lining these up. But that works, so I'll use a little bit of my Tombow multi-purpose glue. Doesn't take a lot. Controlling how hard you squeeze the glue bottle, I think, is the most difficult part. And then just add that to my fleur, my stamped fleur. And I might as well glue that pearl on there since I know it's split around on the first one. Just get my little pokey tool here and hold that. Sticking to my finger okay, that's for sure. So add a little glue to the center of my flower and a pearl. And then we can put our inside panel, crooked though it may be. And I want to make sure that I have this inside panel. Ooh, I got a little glue there. I'm going to have to take that off so it doesn't make my... That's good right there. So if you don't have, oh no, where is it? I think I was using it for my journals. I have an eraser, a glue eraser. Where did I put that little thing? Darn it. Aha. I was using it for I'm still playing with those journals, trying to use up bits and pieces of paper and elements that I have sitting around here, trying to use some of this stuff up to, I mean, what's the point in having it, right? If you're not going to use it. So this is a glue eraser, and I got this off of Amazon. They're pretty wonderful. So if you have a little bit of glue stuck somewhere, this stuff is great for picking the glue off of your paper. Carefully just erase the glue. It'll kind of form it into a little ball or something that you can take right off then. And when the edge of the eraser gets too gunked up, you just trim that little piece off with scissors, and then it's good to go again. If you don't have a glue eraser, and you happen to have, this is just another trick, you happen to have an embossing buddy, that I guess now these are available on Amazon also, because Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these anymore. And I haven't looked at them. Someone said that they were a little bit smaller. But if you have an anti-static powder tool, you can use that too, and just kind of powder over your little glue piece, and it'll make it not sticky anymore. Tips of the day. Okay. So you got to make 2 15-minute cards and a couple little tips there. And got to watch me recut paper again. So that was our second one. This was my sample one. And this is the one we made on screen, and this was my first one. So there is your corner tuck card for a 15-minute Friday. And we got it done in about 45 minutes, even with me chatting away, huh? Chatty Cathy. I don't know, is that good or bad when I sit and chat? And, don't forget BohoStamper's Mystery Card Challenge for April. Oh my goodness, today is the 30th. Oh, I have to hurry up and make a May card, don't I? I'm going to make May's challenge as easy as possible, because I would love for you to use these challenges and share your card pictures. It really is fun, and folks are not judgmental. We're not doing this to pick apart anybody's card. We're just doing this to see how we all interpret instructions, and our designs come out differently, even though we're all using the same dimensions of paper. So April's is still out there, and there are some cards in the album. It's on BohoStamper's Facebook page in the photos, and there's an April album. So you just have to upload your card picture to that album. And when you put your picture in there, or you can send it to me and I will watermark it with your name and add it to the album as well. Once your picture is in there, your name is added to the list of names to be eligible for a prize. And I didn't bring that back up here either. I was working yesterday to send out my newsletter and update my website page, so I had everything downstairs while I was typing. But April's prize is a stamp set and a package of enamel flowers embellishments. And I don't know, yes I do know, May is going to be, I have a Berry Blessings stamp set. And so this is going to be a prize for May. And I don't know what other little gift I'll add to that. So play along. You know, if you have a few minutes today, look at the challenge instructions, and you can see how the other cards are made so that you get an idea of what to do. And I will have May's challenge out there. Try to get it done tonight or over the weekend. Next week is kind of a hectic, busy week. So I need to get that done and get it put on my Facebook page. But in the meantime, make a card and send it. You know, give someone a reason to smile when they open up your envelope and see that you're thinking of them. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine weather. It's going to be very nice here, and we need to enjoy those days. So God bless y'all and have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.